Merry Christmas. I'm going to give you a gift. As I'm walking, it's kind of cold. I don't know if I'll make it, but we'll try. Might have to run back to the house. So what you're looking at here is not even real. This space-time natural plane, it's real, but it's not real. The purpose of it is take the natural mind and birth the natural mind into the spirit mind. When you understand that time is a cycle, every moment is the same. Everything's deja vu. You can hear those birds in the background. You've heard that before. You've seen bushes before. What's real is the words I'm speaking. What is the real is the words that I'm speaking. You go through these experiences, EXPERI. You go through around experiences and you experience separation. Look at that post. So imagine that post means you're together. And then the fence is separation, and then the post is back together. So space is a separation. Let's say it's a man and a woman. They're in love. They're together. Then there's a separation, and they meditate or think about or miss or turn over in their mind what this felt like, and they grow, and then they come back together, and they just keep doing this. It might be they go to work and then come home. They go do their thing, they come back home. They travel somewhere, come back together. Time is just a cycle of birthing. Just like the woman has the time cycle in her body to birth a baby. 28-day cycle. Your daily routines are just repeating to birth in the new creature, because as you're going about your day, you see new stuff. It's all progressive revelation. It's all progressive revelation. Just like that house I'm remodeling. I'm going to have to do a driveway, not that long, but something similar to that. And I'm able to see that and see how they're doing it and say, oh, okay. That's how it's going to look when I do that. Progressive revelation. Progressive revelation. So time is a cycle, which really doesn't exist. Time doesn't even exist. You see that in Revelation, there'll be no more time. Space doesn't really exist because oneness in Christ. Jesus is everywhere. Everything's a projection of the cross. This is a hologram. So space and time don't really exist. You're just in a holographic experience to birth in the mind of Christ. Whether it's people dying, whether it's breakup, divorce, whatever, you go through separation, back and forth, back and forth. Hopefully you can reconcile. I kind of like reconcile your books or whatever. Hopefully you can reconcile, but sometimes it's so bad you can't. One's going down to the dark side, the flesh mind, so much that you can't reconcile with them because you're moving to the spirit mind. So space and time is a birthing process to move you from the 3D natural plane to the 5D spirit plane, which is the mind of Christ. And the New Age people are going to say, oh, you're the I am. No, Jesus is the I am. And when you see Jesus, you'll be like him. But God is God. You will be sons of God, the image of God, just like you're the image of your Father. You're going to be the image of Christ. And through Jesus, God made all things. God is a spirit. God is everywhere. And these projections, those two cars look separate, right? They're really the same motor. I mean, they could be, I'm not saying they have the same motor, but the same kind of tire, same motor, same interior, they just have a little different shape, but they're still the same purpose and the same 4 tires and all. And so once you step into the 5D mindset, you see that that mailbox is no different than that mailbox. It might have a little different decoration on it, same mailbox. That house is the same as that house, just a different, little bit of different shape. So then you see other people are just a mirror image of yourself. You are them, they are you. Some are saved, some are not saved. That's why you can be drawn into even the unsaved to have a fellowship with them in the natural plane, but not in the spirit. Once you have fellowship in the spirit with somebody, that's an eternal connection. Talk about soul ties. That makes a soul tie look like a joke. It's a spirit tie for eternity. And so if you're really looking for a soul tie that has very little pain involved, there's always pain in the interactions in the natural, but you want less pain. You tie in with somebody who's a spirit tie. The man needs to find him a spirit-filled woman, and she needs to find a spirit-filled man. Then you'll have a spirit tie that when the soul tie feels like it's breaking, the spirit tie holds it together. And so here's what's happening. You think I'm walking, but I'm not really walking. I'm not really treading. I'm not really going anywhere. The hologram's moving around me. So there's separation between me and that warm house, right? And I feel the pain, right? I feel the pain of that separation to get back to that heat. As long as there's separation, it could be death. If I never get back there, I could be dead, you know? That's why when a relationship breaks, it feels like death, right? And so, what is this place? Death, separation. But anyway, the back and forth separation is no different than the time cycle. It's a birthing. So eventually what happens is you get that separation becomes like infinitesimally small. So as I'm treading my path, I'm going back to the crib, and the distance between is smaller. And so think about it, in the spirit plane, there's no separation at all. So if you can step in the spirit mind, you can overcome this place. This is all about overcoming down here. To cross over to the other side, to overcome, beyond. And so how do you cross over from the natural mind to the spirit mind? First you get saved, then you renew your mind, and you start to meditate, like today. You know, there's people out there that are by themselves. Don't feel bad, you're not alone. There's other people by themselves living in a hotel. You know, you're not alone. If you got God, you're one with everything. Go get something to eat by yourself, or knock on your neighbor's door and give them a plate of food or something, or give them a gift or something. You're never really alone if you've got God. But that pull to pull you back is a birthing process. So there's a distance between this car and that truck, right? What do you think gravity is? There's a pull. This is even those two masses have a pull. You can't see it. They'll never be pulled the weight of the truck, but there is a gravity between the two. And so that separation is to pull back to oneness. Like I say, if I represent this telephone pole as I'm steady, I'm in oneness. Now I'm between the telephone pole and the next pole. It's really the same pole, but there's a space in between. So space is no different than time. It's a birthing process. And so just time has cycles. My steps are like the cycle in space. So space and time are really not real to the spirit mind. That's why angels can just appear out of nowhere. But space and time's real to the natural mind and the natural body. And that's why these bodies go down to the grave 6 foot under. There's separation. But you're already seated in the heavenlies in Christ. And the letter 5 is the letter E, which is spirit. And so the spirit mind is already in heaven. And so you can see there's no time, there's no space, and what looks like time and space is just a womb. It's just a womb to birth you into the spirit mind. So then once you see those houses, how they all look the same? Now they got new siding on that one, but they all look the same. That's what life is. Space, time, no matter where you are, you're there. I'm here. I walk over here 2 feet, I'm here. I walk over here 2 feet, where were you? I was over there. Well, when you were there, where were you? I was here. There's no space, there's no time, there's no distance. The reason that you have space and time is to put that desire in you to get rid of space and time. And the only way you're going to really do it is run to Jesus, and there's no space and time. That's why you run back to your lover. There's separation space, but you got to get back. You got to have some kind of connection. It's built into the human and the natural to point to a spiritual truth that you're separated from God and you need to be born again. There's no space, there's no time to the spirit mind. But to the flesh mind, it's nothing but misery and space and time and drudgery and separation and division and loneliness and all that. But the spirit mind, it's just total oneness with everything and everybody. Because this is just a birthing process. But I was sitting there thinking about it today, and it revealed itself to me that I knew that time was the birthing cycle, but also know now that space is part of the birthing cycle, because that separation is pulling you back, and time and space are connected in that respect, because you're trying to hurry up and get back home after work, right? You want to get back home. Why do you want to get back home so bad? You're the same person that you were at work than you are here. Because you've created your own little environment you feel safe in, right? But you can feel safe everywhere you go. You see somebody walking down the street with a gun. Anyway, my point is, there's no space, there's no time. It's all part of the birthing process. Space and time, not just time, is the birthing cycle. If you can get a hold of it, I'll put some comments from ChatGPT that explains it really well. But the two are connected to push you back to oneness and unity in the 5D. And then you see that when you look at another person, you're just looking at another version of yourself, See how that comb just appeared out of nowhere? About a year ago, I said, I need a comb, but I'm not going to buy them. I'm just wait for the hologram to reveal it. And there it is.